Boys, girls, and everybody watching this channel, we finally did it. We did it. We have been waiting for years, but we're finally getting more Avatar: The Last Airbender photos and character reveals. And not only that, I have a feeling we are going to be getting that full trailer very soon. Netflix just confirmed the date for Geeked Week 2023, and they confirmed a whole bunch of different shows that are going to be there, including Avatar: The Last Airbender. We've already gotten our teaser trailer, so now it's time for our official trailer and our official release date, which is currently rumored to be February 2024. I actually think it could be January, because if they're releasing a trailer in November, then January makes a lot more sense for the release date. They also pushed up their January show, Three Body Problem, all the way up to March, so Avatar: The Last Airbender sliding into that January spot just makes a lot of sense. Okay, I think I've kept you waiting long enough. Let's go into the photos now. Okay, so we actually have new character reveals for Bald Zuko, Ozai, Iroh, Azula, and Xiao. First up, we have this photo of Ozai, and what did I say? What did I say? This guy is a one-to-one clone of Ozai. He looks perfect. Now, I will admit, I did see a photo of Ozai like 6 months back or something like that. That was privately shared to me. And I mentioned that this guy looked absolutely perfect, and he does. So one thing I'm noticing that they're doing here with the Fire Nation is that the Fire Nation is kind of going for this more realistic vibe, while Aang and all of the good guys are going for this super colorful, vibrant vibe. Like, all of the Fire Nation's outfits, they look like they could have been alive during that time period and wore these things, but Aang and everybody else, they look like they were ripped straight out of the cartoon. Ozai seems to be holding a map here, and I have no idea where this scene could even be. Maybe this is an all-new Netflix original scene, or maybe this is during the time where Zuko spoke out and got in trouble. I just don't really know here. The only thing I could see people complaining about with this look is the fact that he's not wearing colored contacts, which I never thought was a big deal. I actually don't think they should have gone the contact route, but I know a lot of you guys think they should have. So here we have Paul Sun-Young Lee's uncle Iroh. Now, overall, I do like the way it looks. I'm one of those people who don't think things have to be like the cartoon exactly. I really don't think they should have done that weird shaved beard that Iroh has. I think a full beard looks pretty nice here. I also like how they're adding more detail up in this crown area. In the cartoon, his crown almost looks like a ribbon, so adding this little bit of detail here, I like it. The outfit, again, more of a realistic vibe. I don't see anything wrong with that. Iroh's pretty laid back, so him wearing battle armor doesn't really make too much sense. He doesn't really fight, so this more of a robe look. I like it. It's nice. It's really nice. Okay, here's where things get a lot of iffy for a lot of the comments that I'm seeing. People aren't really liking Azula here, but I really think this is just a case of Netflix releasing a bad angle of the actor to get some controversy going. Like with One Piece, they had this photo of Shanks released first, and everybody was like, that's not Shanks, that's Shanks, he looks ugly, blah blah blah. They were being really mean to that guy, when really the guy who plays Shanks is actually a pretty good looking guy, and this was just a bad photo and an unflattering angle of him. We could see that when the show released and he looked fine. He looked like a good Shanks, honestly the perfect Shanks. So I really think that's what's happening here with Azula, but overall I actually do like the vibe that Azula is giving here. Again, you got the more realistic outfits with a bunch of detail. One thing I can say here, which really isn't that bad of a thing, I can't imagine her beating up Aang or Zuko or anybody. She doesn't really look like she has it in her, but obviously it's going to be different in the show when we see her act and all of that. But off of first looks alone, it's like, nah, there's no way. You see her, you see Zuko, you're like, she's really gonna beat up Zuko? Really? Next up, we have Commander Xiao. And now this one, I think it's pretty obvious where this scene comes from. There's a bunch of guards in the background. They're ready to shoot some fire. He's telling them to stop. This is the Blue Spirit episode. I've never been so confident about anything in my life. Now, there's a lot to take from this photo alone. Like, we have all of the guards. Now, I know it's a little blurry, but those guys, they look sick. That's how a military should look. They're in all black. They're slick. They look amazing. I don't really remember Zhao wearing a cape this early on. For some reason, I thought he only had a cape in the season finale when he was becoming Zhao the Moonslayer and all of that. So wait, maybe that's when this is. Oh no, maybe I'm not so confident. Now, honestly, like, what do you want me to say here? Zhao looks good. He looks fine. Like, do you really want me to overanalyze this photo? I like that they made his hairline more not, guys. I really, like, I don't have much to say here. But the next one, I do. Here we have a new look at Zuko. Now this time they're being a bit more risky and they're showing Zuko when he's bald instead of with that hat on. Now what I can say here is they really went for it. They really went for it. People were not expecting Zuko to be fully bald. People just expected him to have a ponytail, but they did it. I'm assuming he's in the ship right now. The ship's walls have like scales. That looks pretty cool. Is that a fire alarm? What is that? Do they have a fire alarm on the Fire Nation ship? Now, I'm kind of with everyone else here. I kind of wish they made his scar just a little bit more noticeable, because right now, if you look at it, I'm like, yeah, that looks bad, but I feel like that's gonna heal in a couple weeks. I can't imagine the scene with Ozai and this guy just being super intense and then a small little flame comes out and burns his eye. Like, no, it needs to be a giant flame. Right now, it's kind of giving the impression Ozai just went up to him and he put a lighter up to his eye for a couple of seconds, but other than that, that's my only complaint. I think he looks great.